Good evening. Hey, Patricia Hurt, how are you? Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Get that light out of here a little bit. Hello, how you doing? Hey, everybody. Hey, Patricia, good to see you. We're going to give it just a minute. We'll get started. Welcome to End with a Beginning in Mind. Your new beginning in mind, I hope. That's what we have to do. Have to have a rebirth. I believe that, with all my heart. The only way, if you've ever dealt with food addiction, the only way to beat it is to have a spiritual rebirth. You got to be rebirth. Nicodemus said, can a man go back into his mama and be born again? Jesus said, how does a ruler of the people know, a teacher of the people know, not know better? Spiritual, it's spiritually written. It must be spiritually discerned. We need a new birth. Nothing else will work. I make people mad with that every day. Don't mean to. I don't mean to, but it's true. It's what it took for me. That's what it'll take for you if you've got any kind of food addiction. Hey, everybody. God Day. I like it. Lynn, how y'all doing? We're about to get this party started. We're going to learn something. Hey, Amanda. Tell Jason I said hey. Hey, Angela. Hey, everybody. We'll get started in just a minute. Give it just a minute for people to get in here. Hey, everybody. Hey, Karen. Got Karen with us, Kelly with us, Bill, Christy. We got anybody here wants to change their waistline and extend their lifeline tonight? Do we have anybody that wants to look good naked? Raise your hand. You'll lie about that. You'll lie about anything. Y'all know. Live class. What could be more fun? Talking about food, talking about foods we love, eating foods we love, and losing weight. Doesn't get any better than that, in my opinion. I love food. Hey, Darla. Hey, Missy. Missy's in the house. Missy, did I hear that you joined the team? I hope so. Good to have you. Hey, Tiffany. Hey, everybody. Hey, bless the name of the Lord. What else can we say? Sally, Frida. Hey, everybody. Hey, what is up? Got a big show for you tonight. A big show. Hey, Karen. Hey. Don't forget, if you're in the Zoom room, to set your chat to all panelists and attendees. All panelists and attendees, please.
All right, as we're getting started here, tell us where you're from. What part of the country are you from? Sure would like to know. You might make a special connection tonight. And tell us how much weight you've lost. Let's spend a few minutes recognizing and blessing the name of the Lord. Hey, Deandra. Hey, everybody. Excuse my cough. I'm going to go and apologize one time in advance. Maybe a few times, but not as much as I'm going to cough on you. Marietta, Georgia, Patricia. Hey, Patricia, I sure do miss you, girl. Patricia's down 40, y'all. Net 40 pounds from Marietta, Georgia. Tiffany, we're so glad you're here to start with us. Hey, Nikki, one of our fine ambassadors, Nikki in the house. Canton, Georgia, just starting. No weight loss yet, trying to learn about the program. Just jump in there and get in there with us, Karen. Good to have you tonight. You'll learn if you'll immerse yourself. We're going to talk about that for a minute. Why is there so much? Why is it so overwhelming? Couldn't we do something to simplify it? We're going to talk about that just a little bit in our little monologue. Hey, everybody. Thank you, Jesus. Down 80 pounds in Powder Springs. 80 pounds. Bless the name of the Lord. Way to go. That does my heart good. Sherry, 23 pounds down. 23 down. Hey, Margie. Laura says, representing Cedartown, Georgia, my old stomping grounds. I went to Cass High School, Laura. Down 23 pounds. Congratulations, by the way. Douglasville, 74 pounds down. I went to, my wife's probably in there listening, but I went to Cass High School. But on the weekend, my mama grew up in Rockmart, Cedartown, so I'd go to Cedartown to cruise around and try to meet them country girls. Yep, didn't have no luck, but I'd go back and forth from the Crystal down to, what is it, where Petros is at now, something like that anyway. Hey, everybody, what's up? Athens, Tennessee, 43 pounds down. Janet Kelly from Manchester, Tennessee is in the house. Ringo, Georgia, just started but looking forward to learning. We're going to learn tonight. We're going to change our mindset. Villarica, Georgia, down 40 pounds. Hey. What about that Cartersville, Georgia boy, Trevor Lawrence last night? Wow. Clemson. Ooh, I bet some Alabama folks are mad here tonight. Canton, Georgia, 67 pounds down in maintenance. Janice Rogers, way to go. Way to go, everybody. Good to have you tonight. We're running about 50 people tonight. Good. 50 people. All right. I'm going to get started. We got a lot to cover. We got some new folks just getting started. Let me tell you a little bit about me, and then we'll jump right into this, and then we'll get into the nutrition on the board. My name's Travis Martin. Went on my first blood pressure medication when I was 15 years of age. I battled being a little bit overweight to being very obese to almost morbidly obese for half my life. Ended up on multiple prescription medications, depression medication. Spent about a year really battling bulimia as a boy. That's tough. No tougher on boys than girls, but it was just something I was ashamed of. I dealt with that for a long, long time. I finally was able to overcome it, got a bad doctor's report, had some babies, worried about my babies, being here for my babies. My doctor said, you ain't never going to see them babies grow up. You don't get a hold of this, over 300 pounds. And he put me on another prescription, told me they was going to send me to the hospital, have a light run down in my stomach, check out the erosion of my esophagus. Really scared me there, really scared me. I was on the way home and pulled over on the side of the road and just started crying. I'd been dealing with this for years. Just started crying and asked the Lord to help me, and the Lord helped me. Lord helped me change my mind, change my heart. I became obsessed with it. Lost 44 pounds in 6 weeks, 100 pounds in 6 months with a lifestyle that I wrote down by reading my Bible. Believe that or not, I'd say 8/10 of what I'm going to teach you tonight, I was inspired to write it down because of what I was reading in the Bible. And it went on to lose quite a bit of weight. Fast forward, ended up doing these free grocery tours in the community. And here I am 20 years later, still teaching. I just ain't teaching in weight loss centers anymore and gyms and all that. I'm teaching here online. Thank God for technology. Millions and millions of pounds have been lost. Tens of thousands of people have been taught. Bless the name of the Lord, because most of y'all did the teaching, not me. Y'all inspired other people to do it. I mean, it's just amazing. The journey's amazing. And if I can do it, Nikki can do it, Cindy can do it, Joe can do it, we can all do it. But we've got to change our mind. You see, we're all made up of the same type of DNA. 99% of our DNA is the same as the next person. There's no excuses. You can't come up with a single excuse. You may come up with excuses or reasons that make sense to you, but they don't make sense to anybody else. If you're overweight, here's where I start losing some of our people, get mad at me, don't know my heart yet. But if you're overweight, it's because you want to be overweight. It ain't because your family's big boned. I heard all that too. It ain't because of no genetics. It's because you'd rather be overweight than be lean. At some point, just like for me, the light will go off, hopefully, before it's too late, and you'll fix this thing. But it won't be with a diet. The first 3 letters of the word diet spell what, everybody? Help me out tonight. Y'all know I got this cough going on. That's right. It spells die. Anything that you start with and can't stay with forever is a waste of your time. So we've got a practical, sustainable, and fun program. By the way, I ended up, I was once upon a time 44% body fat, and now I run about 13. You know, that's what being consistent and dedicated will do for you if you get up and do this every day, every day, every day. But here's why you can do it every day. Practical, sustainable, fun. You can do this if you've got an extravagant budget. You can do this if you're on a pauper's budget. Doesn't matter. We don't give you a fish to eat for a day. We teach you to fish for yourself so you can eat for a lifetime. We're going to teach it on the board tonight. But when you get started here, you're up against something, and I'm well aware of what you're up against. I certainly am. I'm well aware of what you're up against. And I'm not just talking about your perceived past failing where diets have failed you, coaches have failed you, and all that stuff. And it makes my job a lot harder because it's going to be harder for you to believe in me and to believe in what I'm teaching you. Believe in that it's a genuine program, right? We want to really we want to teach you how to do. You can do everything you need to do at the local grocery store. You don't need no special nothing. It's going to take you a while to believe in me. I'm up against a lot here. But the thing that's legit that I'm up against is what I just talked to a client about before I come on here live. Travis, why is it so overwhelming? Please just simplify it. Make this program simple. I'm so confused. Can't y'all just send a meal plan and be done with it? I don't have time to watch no videos. I don't have time to read these emails. Just don't have time for none of it. I hear it at least a dozen times a day. And it's valid. It's valid criticism. But let me ask y'all something. I want you to be truthful with me now. It may cause me to rethink the program. I want you to be truthful. What if you went to the website to sign up and it said, you got 2 options here. You've got 2 options. You can click the button on the left, and the button on the left says, it asks a question and says, what's your personality like? Do you want to learn how to do this for yourself? Do you want to learn about nutrition? Do you want to spend about 6 weeks of dedicated effort, 6-7 weeks of dedicated effort and have a lifestyle that you can live with forever, that you can lose the weight and keep it off forever? Do you want to do that? Or do you want to click the other button that says, my personality is I don't have time to watch nothing. I don't want to learn anything. I just want you to send me a meal plan. Send me a meal plan and don't make me watch nothing. Don't make me learn nothing. Which one would you have chosen? Honestly, it's okay. I won't throw no stones regardless of what you say. Y'all want to learn something? Would y'all want to learn something? Or would you just say, no, I don't want to learn that. I don't want to modify my behavior. I don't want to dig deep. I don't want to be challenged and I don't want to be pushed. You might offend me. Just send me a meal plan. Send me 2 or 3 breakfasts, 2 or 3 lunches, 2 or 3 dinners, and leave me alone. And I'll do the ones I want to do. Or would you be like, no, teach me. Help me change. I want to spend about 6, 7 weeks with you, Travis, and I want to know it. I want to know how to live it. Like my life depends on it. Which one would you have chosen? I would imagine that most everybody would want to learn it. But then you get all this, and then it dawns on you, I got to invest, I got to immerse into this, I got to start spending some time with it. And that's what we're here to do tonight. And I promise you, if you'll invest yourself, I won't let you down. I won't let you down. And then when you lose all the weight you want to lose, and you feel comfortable and confident with the program, you can tell me about it, and we'll raise our hands up in the air, and we'll bless the name of the Lord, okay? So let's learn something tonight, all right? So let's learn some nutrition. First off, it's very important when you get started that you have a reason to do this. You've got to have a reason. Now, let's spend, what time is it? Because I could go all night on this. Let's spend 3 minutes on this real quick. 3 minutes, 9:13. You got to have a reason. That reason has got to be, there's got to be part pain. I wanted to get off them medications. I didn't want to prematurely die. It's got to be part pleasure. I wanted to know what it felt like to go to the beach, pull my shirt off, and not feel shame. I wanted my significant other to call me something, I ain't talking about Sasha, to call me something other than a fat slob. That happened, right? So now talk to me for a minute. What's your reason for doing this? When you're in the middle of the day, you're in the middle of crisis and you don't feel like doing it, what's your documented reason that's going to cause you to do this even when you don't want to do it? Anybody? Just a few words, These things don't need to be just a thought. They need to be documented, written down. Current daughter and future kids. Amen. Amen. What else? Got 2 minutes left in this segment. Health. Get off medicine. Don't want heart disease. I'm tired of being in constant pain, someone says. Better fitting clothes. I want wholeness. Now, watch this. You want to come up out of that, right? Who wants to keep you there? You don't war against flesh and blood, but you war against principalities, powers, the rulers of the darkness of this world, spiritual wickedness in high places. You don't realize that you're not against yourself. Why do I do this to myself? You're not. You have an enemy. You have an enemy. And we've got to stop being ignorant of his devices. And for somebody that's food addicted and already you're overweight and food addicted, your enemy is him, and his device is food. And FOMO, fear of missing out on it. You ain't missing out on nothing when you live with daily self-discipline. Listen, food, we're going to put it on the board. We're going to do phase 1 food tonight, not phase 2. Phase 1. Listen to this. It's just food. It's just food. You can eat food that tastes good, mouth pleasure. You get mouth pleasure out of it. Why else do you do it? Do you eat Kentucky Fried breaded chicken because you want to be healthier? No. You eat it because it tastes good. And you're not thinking about the after effects, the aftermath. Why not just eat foods that taste good? But the aftermath is better health and more wellness and a leaner body. See, it's all about focus. We focus on what we can have, not on what we cannot have. Now, any program you do, they're going to talk about calories. Calories in, calories out. All calories are not created equal. They tell you they are. There's some, even in the medical field, we need them, no offense, but there's some that would say all calories are created equal. I sit in a meeting at Emory Hospital. about their wellness program years ago. And the dietitian, and we need dietitians, they know, they forgot more than I'll ever know. Said to me, it ain't about all of that. It's calories in, calories out. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. If that were true, and it's just about calories, then if I ate 1,000 calories in a day of Moose Tracks ice cream, I'd get the same result. I'd get the same result from eating 1,000 calories of chicken breast and green beans. Right? If calories was all created equal. Now, y'all know that if I eat 1,000 calories of ice cream, I'm jacking my blood sugar up. I ain't getting nothing in to preserve my metabolism or muscles, so my muscles atrophy. I got real problems if I keep doing that every day for a while. I'm gonna have a problem. My baseline metabolic rate's gonna keep coming down. I'm gonna start looking like melted ice cream. But if I eat 1,000 calories of chicken breast and broccoli, I got fiber. I got insoluble, soluble fiber. I got phytonutrients. I got the chicken breast that's got the amino acids, preserving my muscle, building my metabolism. Got a thermic effect that causes me to burn a lot of calories through digestion. Ain't no thermic effect with ice cream. That's like shooting up. That's like me taking a syringe and filling it with sugar water and shooting it up. That's a real problem. So let's all get rid of that myth right now. All calories, where's my hanky? All calories are not created equal. Calories, all depending on what food source they come from, they break down differently, and we need to know about that. I can give you a diet, but what good is it going to do you? If I teach you why you're doing what you're doing, you'll be a lot more successful and you'll make better choices. You won't go, well, it's the same calories. I'm going to choose these. I'm going to choose the Little Debbie over the Mighty Muffin because the Little Debbie and the Mighty Muffin is the same calories. But they break down different in your body. Calories break down into 4 macronutrients. Don't let this overwhelm you because you'll learn it through me repetitiously teaching it. Protein breaks down into 4. Protein, carbs, fat, and water. In a gram of protein, there are 4 calories. In a gram of carbs, there are 4 calories. In a gram of fat, there are 9 calories. In a gram of water, there's no calories. I like that. No calories is good. If it fills me up, it ain't got no calories, that's good, right? Okay, now, so fat is a lot more dense in calories. Let me ask y'all this. This is fun stuff. So I got protein, carbohydrate, fat, and water. What is the most essential macronutrient? What's number 1? Talking to the members only group in the Zoom room. Water, that's right. Water, boom. How much water do we drink every day, y'all, to have a perfect day? There's 2 kinds of days on the planet. Perfect day, because the Bible said, be thou perfect. And a holiday for that grace that we need when we ain't perfect. All right, so we're having a perfect day. We need at least a half a gallon of water up to a gallon of water a day. Is that all we can have is water to drink? No, we can have any 0-calorie beverage, any approved beverage in the food library. But we need to get in our water. Everybody say this with me. If you got kids or grandkids, they enjoy it. They have fun. They learn too. Water in. Everybody shout it with me. Water in. Did y'all do it? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Water in, fat out. Water in, poop out. That's right. That's right. If the waste ain't coming out, the weight won't come off. Got to get that water in. Got to hydrate that. Got to hydrate them intestines and that colon. Got to hydrate your body. Keep everything working efficiently and proper and mobilizing fat so we can use it as an energy source when it starts coming off our love handles. Starts coming off our booty. That's right. Now, we got protein, carbs, and fat left. They're all important. Which one's the next most important one for health and wellness? That's right, that's right. Protein. Protein. Pure protein sources. Guess what? They break down into amino acids. You know what amino acids mean? When I say amino acids, you say, but be gone. Gut, be gone. What does amino acid stand for? But be gone, gut be gone. Gut be gone, but be gone. Amino acids do not turn into fat, right? They say, oh, anything turns fat. That's what I've been told. I don't care what they told you. You can't eat enough for them to turn into fat. Because look, how many of you have ever got up in the morning and you go look in the mirror and you go, Lord, have mercy, look at me. I got to lose weight. I've got to back away from the grilled chicken breast. When's that ever happened? That ain't never happened, has it? Huh? No. Look, also protein, unless it's processed, chicken breast, turkey breast, pork tenderloin, egg whites, these kind of foods, your body has to work really hard, send a lot of blood flow to the digestive system to break them down. You expend energy when you eat like a category 1 lean protein we're going to get to. See, you'll want to learn. So I don't want to learn all them categories. When I tell you this stuff, if you want to lose weight, you want to learn them. You've been taking all them weight loss pills like me all them years, and you find out that a good old piece of pork tenderloin, if you like it, a good old piece of pork tenderloin, Lord have mercy. That's much better than any old diet pill. When you consume, you know, they say them diet pills and thermogenics you can burn 10 more calories a day with them. But if you eat some pork tenderloin, you get so much blood flow going to the digestive system to digest that food, it's involuntary. See, if I go to the gym, I got to get up voluntarily and go to the gym voluntarily and work out voluntarily. But when I eat a chicken breast or some pork tenderloin or egg whites, I don't go, all right now, body, we got to digest it. Crunch it down. Digest it. No, you don't have to do that. It's involuntary. Your body just does it for you. And it's burning calories. You're going to burn calories. You'll burn more calories eating a grilled chicken breast than you would 10, 20 minutes on treadmill. Now, too much of it's a bad thing too because it's hard on the digestive system, but we're going to get enough with our rules that we burn calories. Can I get somebody to say, bless the name of the living God? This is good stuff, ain't it? Bless the name of the Lord. Man, this is good. I'm going to eat. People say, Travis, how many times do you work out to lose all that weight? I say 3 times a day. Breakfast for the Father, lunch for the Son, and dinner for the Holy Spirit. Amen, right? All right. So now, I'm getting so excited, done threw my 48-year-old back out. All right. So you got protein. We're going to break the proteins, the protein foods in the grocery store into categories in a moment. So we said that water first important, protein second. Now, those two alone will help you lose a lot of weight, but they're not going to keep us well, and they're not going to keep our gut healthy. They're not going to keep our gut flora healthy, right? So what's the next most important, if your goal is weight loss, what's the next most important nutrient? Carla, you will not question, do we keep protein moderate to protect the kidneys? You will follow our bulletproof shield that we go over, and that'll keep it moderate. There's never been one example of renal failure due to ingesting whole food protein. But just by following our rules, this is not a high protein program. This is barely an adequate protein program. So you won't have to worry about that if you follow the rules. We'll get to those in a minute. What's the next most important nutrient? Somebody said carbs, fibrous carbs. Actually, it's fat. It's fat. It's fat. Yeah. Fat's more important than carbohydrate for good health because, first of all, it's energy laden. It teaches your body to burn fat when you get in the right kind of fats. I'm not talking about trans fats and processed fats. I'm talking about good fats. Good fats are more important for overall health than carbohydrates. But listen, I know that carbohydrates have been under attack for a long time. good, wholesome carbohydrates, sweet potato, long grain brown rice, lima beans and peas and tomatoes and onions and carrots. These are good for you. They're good for you. We're going to teach you how to eat them. Notice when I started ranking them. I said, if your goal is weight loss, if your goal is sports performance and maintenance, fat and carbs are equally as important. But when you're trying to lose weight, we got to really watch how we combine the carbs and the fat. Does that make sense, everybody? Somebody's talking about keto right now. Keto is all the rage, just like Atkins was, right? And I'm not against a ketogenic diet. Lord knows it's a lot better for somebody that is really significantly overweight and won't do anything else in the short term. However, I don't know why nobody's reading the science. If you eat mostly fat and then protein and no carbs, let me tell you what you end up getting. 6 months into a year, you're not getting any good bacteria to destroy the bad bacteria in your gut. And the bad bacteria, it's always a warfare going on inside your gut. The good bacteria's always got to defeat and eat it and destroy the bad bacteria for you to be successful, right? For you to live and not get disease. 6 months, a year later, you've done nothing but eat high fat and moderate protein. You've got a real problem because your gut health has been destroyed. The bad bacteria is taking over. Candida yeast growth is taking over. Yes, people will say carbs cause candida. Yeah, I get that. But you spend enough time not getting any good bacteria, eventually the bad bacteria is making a comeback and it's going to win. Unless you're taking probiotics. For goodness sake, if you're going to make keto a lifestyle, you better load up on the probiotics and prebiotics. Prebiotics feed the probiotics. So anyway, we ain't going there tonight. But here's my point. In the short term, it's not a bad deal because you get rid of some fat fast and you need to. But over the long term, if it can't be a lifestyle and you still got to go to something like this eventually, why not just learn it now? Right? I think some reasonable people here agree with me. Okay, so look, we got protein, carbs, fat, and water, and we're going to learn to eat them all. Eat them all. Now, let me ask you this. Are we going to be able to eat Moose Tracks ice cream on this program, on this lifestyle? Are we going to be able to have red velvet cake that Mama makes? We're going to be able to have red velvet. Yeah, it's called holidays. Now look, here's our program. Here's our program. The Bible says, I wish thou were cold or hot, but thou art lukewarm. Therefore I spew thee out of my mouth. We're going to do it right, or we're going to have a holiday, a day of grace. When you're in the weight loss mode, your days are either going to be perfect or we're going to call them a holiday. There is no in between. How many holidays? Let's just call them for fun. They can be hog trough days. They can be hog trough days. Remember that Misery movie? Who was that woman that played in Misery? I forget her name. Bates, Kathy Bates or something like that. Right? You can have hog trough days. It can be one little holiday meal, or it can be a hog trough day. But you get 6 a month. I mean, if you think you can eat red velvet cake every day and still lose weight, then you just don't want to lose weight bad enough. You get 6 holidays a month in weight loss mode. When I reach my goal weight, like I'm at my goal weight, how many holidays do I get a month that I can maintain? 12. Lord have mercy. A few more, that would be half the month. And I promise you, if your other days are perfect according to the system that I teach, you won't have no more problem the rest of your life, guaranteed. Now, if your perfect day starts to become so-so days, you got a problem. I can't guarantee you can have 12 holidays and a bunch of so-so days and keep your weight off. So what I teach, you got to realize in the weight loss mode, you got to give me 24 to 25, 18 to 19 when you're in maintenance. So you need to go in and resign yourself. Okay, I've got to have that many perfect days if I'm going to lose weight and then keep it off. Make sense? Does that sound doable? Does that sound doable to you? That sounds doable to me if I want to lose weight. This is the closest thing that I can think of to having your cake and eating it too. Yeah, I actually think that I eat more bad stuff now than I did when I gained all my weight because it's how I strategize. It's how insulin ebbs and flows. Our program helps neutralize that. Miss Sasha, can you hear me? If you can, would you swing back here? If you can't, it's okay. All right, let's get back to this. So here's where folks can get a little frustrated, all these categories. But we got it. Can you get me, sorry, my throat's stretched out. Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. That's a pretty girl right there. That's my wife. All right, so we got categories, and we got to go around the perimeter of our grocery store and categorize these foods so that we know how to combine them. It's all in the food combinations. So let me look at my screen and make sure y'all can see all this. Now, I'm just going to go over a few. I can't go over all of them. This is going to be very abridged, but you'll begin to understand where I'm headed with it. All right, so we've got category 1, lean protein. Category 2, fibrous carbs. Category 3, complex carbs. Category 4, protein plus fat. Category 5, fruit. Let's start with those and then we'll get to the rest. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. I'll send this lesson to you, Karen. Now, keep in mind, all this is already on the website. It's just every time I teach it a little different, but it's the same stuff. I can send this lesson to you. Okay, I can send the lesson to you. It's in a digital book. If you prefer to read and not watch videos, it's in a digital book in your digital book section. Okay. Hey, Sandra Farmer. Let's get to our categories. Category 1, lean protein. I got chicken breast, egg whites, turkey breast, pork tenderloin, 96% lean ground meat of any type. Turkey, beef, doesn't matter. I've got 97, most of this won't be brand specific. Some of it is 97% Hebrew National Franks for your hot dog. You got Ballpark, fat-free turkey franks, low-fat cottage cheese, fat-free cottage cheese, fat-free cheese, Kroger Carb Master milk, fat-free Fairlife milk. These are just a few. We're not going to go over all of them. I'm just giving you an idea. So these foods here in this category, again, just a smidge of them. If anybody, y'all probably already got all this. Does everybody have, is there anybody that doesn't have a link to my meal planning, my phase 1 meal planning website? Anybody don't have that? It's a separate website, a bonus website with all the phase 1 foods. Okay, I'll send it to you tomorrow. Okay, it's a bonus website, free of charge. I'll send it to you. It's got what I would recommend if you're starting your journey, the grocery list, and it's going to be longer than this. Okay? All right. So I got my lean proteins. Anytime you see a food combination that says category 1, it's saying all of these are interchangeable. They're all interchangeable. Okay? Now you've got category 2, fibrous carbs. I've got broccoli, I've got asparagus, squash, all squash goes here, cucumbers, okra, peppers, broccoli, asparagus, squash, cucumbers, okra, peppers. Why am I drawing blank? Celery, green leafy veggies of all types, to name a few. Then we also found breads. See, cabbage, yeah, cabbage and Brussels. We also found breads that fit in this category. Now, this is important. Ding, 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 ding. You cannot be successful eating breads that are not fortified with protein and fiber. I'd rather you have broccoli, but I'm going to want a hamburger. I'm going to want a pizza. I'm going to want to have a burrito. That's what Sasha ate tonight. I seen her eating it with a Joseph's high fiber pita with 96% lean ground beef and cheese and taco seasoning, and it looked delicious. It was approved. You're going to have to eat approved breads in the right way or you cannot be successful, because approved breads break down more like a green bean than they do a white bread. The whiter the bread, the quicker you're dead. So you got some of this stuff is just you simply quit buying this bread and you start buying this bread, and there's more than 100 approved ones between the flats, the tortillas, and the breads. Examples would be double fiber, Nature's Own double fiber wheat bread, Healthy Life 35 calorie bread, La Tortilla. These are all in the library. That was another discussion I had with somebody today. I don't want to look in the library. Just give me the list. Well, I give you the short list. Well, they don't have it at this store. But if you learn to use that food library, I promise you'll find a bread that works. Gluten-free breads, there's plenty in there. So I've got double fiber wheat bread, Healthy Life 35 calorie bread, La Tortilla Factory 50 calorie tortilla, Olay Wellness tortilla. Pictures of this is in our main website. Joseph's breads, and I could go on. Hamburger buns, hot dog buns, you name it, it's in there. Okay? Now I want to stop here for a minute. Is everybody with me still? Okay, don't worry about your starter emails or none of that. I think this class might be a breakthrough for some of you, if you'll stay with me. Quit worrying about all them old starter stuff, and because you don't know what happens. I hate the starter email. I'd rather get people in a class, because you get all that and it's just overwhelming and confusing and you don't know why you're doing what you're doing. So let's do this class, and then let me send you the summary of this class tomorrow. Is that a deal? So watch. I want to show you something. Let's see if you're starting. I know you don't know it all yet, but let me show you this. You'll start to get the hang of it. All you got to do is keep coming to class and you will learn it. Now, see this, sorry about that. See this phase 1 chart? Can everybody see that okay? Is it too small? All right. This is a phase 1 chart. Now, let me make this clear. You don't have to stay with this for 7 to 10 days. I recommend it. Some of you come in here and you've had a friend or a family member already teach you a lot. I hope it's right. I hope it's right. Most of the time it is. Sometimes it's not. Your first 7 to 10 day journey, you may want to skip over this, but I would admonish everybody to start here. This is a good place to start. Now, what you see here, and you'll even see in the advanced chart, there's another advanced chart. But you've got your red, yellow, and blue columns. Your red column, you already know this intrinsically. We're going to get to more and more. We got to start slow. We got to start with pairing. We got to start with one item and then pairing two items. And then learning how to pair three items, so forth. So when I look in the red column, that's my fastest fat loss column if I portion control. Yellow would be my second best phase one column. And the blue, my third best phase one column. Now, let's look at the red column. So far, we've went over category 1 and category 2, right? If I look in the red column, I will see category 1 lean protein plus a category 2 fibrous carb. I'll also see category 1 lean protein plus a category 2 fibrous carb plus MCT. Let's hold off on talking about MCT and let's look at category 1 and 2. I've got a portion control plate. When you learn the shield, what you learn is we get 3 meals per day if we want to lose weight. No grazing between meals. 3 meals is more than enough. Here's another thing. We have to start eating for the size that we want to be and not the size we are. Yes, when I was 300 pounds and I ate 3 meals a day, large meals, and grazed between meals, it stands to reason that I'm going to be uncomfortable when I start eating right. But I had to eat for the size I wanted to be. It's like the Bible says. You got to call forth and forward the things that are not as though they already are. You got to behave the way you want to be before you're that way. Does that make sense with anyone? It may not be comfortable speech, but does it make sense? And if you'll do it, all that old growling tummy and all that stuff, that big boy will pass away. And you'll turn into the you was always meant to be. But I got a portion control. I can't just eat endlessly. I portion control, 6 to 8 inch plate. I got these at Target. I got this off Amazon. I like it better because it serves as a plate or a bowl. Now, let's say that I'm putting me a meal together. It says I can have a 1 and 2 in the right combination. And here I go. I've got, let's say that I want a sandwich. Somebody put me together a sandwich. What would you do with what I've put on the board? Karen, if you understood the detox, that's not a bad place to start while you're learning. It's going to give you fast results and clean you up so that this works even better if you understood it. If you didn't understand it, start with, if you understand this better after tonight, do this. Either one's fine. Karen says, Joseph's bread, lettuce, and lean turkey. Cool. Now watch. I've got my Joseph's high fiber bread. With our breads, you want to stay between 50 and 100 calories unless otherwise specified. So the Joseph's high fiber pita bread that I like, oat bran, is 50 calories and it's very filling. I could take me some boar's head turkey breast, some fat-free cheese, and some lettuce, and some approved, when we get into it, approved mayo or mustard or whatever I like, and make me a good sandwich, and it's going to fit right here. It's going to be under 300 calories, but very filling, and better yet, it tastes good, but burns fat, and helps me preserve muscle. Does everybody see how easy that was to put together? Let's look and find something else. Let's say I'm having grilled chicken breast, some squash, and some baked okra. Could I do that? chicken breast, squash, and baked okra. That'll work, won't it? Could I have a 96% lean ground beef hamburger patty with some green beans? I could do that. Just with this one combination, I can come up with lots of meals, some that even include bread, and be successful. I could go to the Mexican restaurant, order 3 soft chicken tacos, throw away their white shells, and take my tortilla in my survival kit in there, I do all the time, take the insides of the soft taco, the chickens, take it out, put it in one of my shells, eat the rest of the filling with salsa on it. It would all fit in this bowl. I know because I do it. It tastes good and I'm burning fat and it's a perfect day. We don't ever talk about weights, but I can give you the weights. Some people, they just need the calories and they need the weights. But here's the thing, before I give you the ounces and the weights, before I give you that, I want you to understand something about categorizing these foods. The whole foods, chicken, turkey, eggs, egg whites, by weight, they're all going to be about the same calories. So when I'm putting them in a portion control plate and I follow the rule on the 6 to 8 inch plate, no thicker than the thickest part of my hand, or if I don't have my plate, thumbs interlock, fingers together, hands over it, over the meal, and my hands cover it, it's always miraculously going to be almost the perfect calories unless I just keep piling it up and I got a big old sloppy plate. It's always going to be right in the sweet spot. So there's no need to count any of that. But if you like to, with your category 1 on the whole food end of things, in category 1, you're talking anywhere a range from 2 to 8 ounces. Why do I give such a broad range? 2 ounces is the minimum that you're going to need to do 2 things. Preserve muscle and neutralize insulin, depending on what you're pairing with your category 1. 8 ounces, you're starting to get up there. That's a Klingon portion. But some folks here they're not, I don't mean like overweight, but they're like me, 6'3", 6'4". Less is best when you're trying to lose weight. But with category 1, it's 2 to 8 ounces. With your breads, you want to keep it around 100 calories unless otherwise specified in the library. With your things that are processed, like somewhat processed or pureed, like cottage cheese and these kind of things, you want to keep your calories around 120 to 150 for that category 1. Making sense, everybody? This is all listed too on your phase 1 at the top of the category column. It's listed, preferred ounces, etc. Any questions about that? Any questions? Is this making sense? I'll take it as my responsibility and my fault. If it's not, I won't yell at you. Do I have anybody lost? Is this class helping you? Good deal. Good deal. All right, stay with me. Because we're running out of time, I want to talk about how to finish that plate off, because this applies to all these other categories. And with your permission, our next class, end with the beginning in mind, I'll send you the next class and we'll take off where we leave off tonight. Is that cool with everybody? Because I feel like I need to finish off tonight with how I make that plate right, because there's some nuances There's nuances, and this is a good teaching moment. It's a good teaching moment. Let me do it this way, since we're getting low on time. We will definitely, I'll send y'all the next End with the Beginning in Mind class, and what we'll do, folks, is we'll take back up right here. I'll take a picture of the board so we know right where to pick up. Now watch. There's more to putting just a 1 and a 2 in that plate. We've got to look at this. Condiments. And this applies to all of our combinations. Really, just teaching this one combination teaches you all of them. It really does. You've got your condiments, things that you put on this plate to make it taste better. You've got beverages that you'll drink with it. And you've got fats or cooking aids. This is so important. I see people that don't move as fast with their results as somebody that knows this because they don't know this or apply it. Your condiment rule. What goes on that category 1 and 2? Approved condiments. Your best rule for optimizing your program and losing weight faster is 0 or almost 0 calorie condiments. Only. This is things like salt, pepper, mustard, Tabasco sauce, seasoning packs, sugar-free jelly. These types of condiments have almost no calories. That will save you a lot of calories, because remember, when we're trying to lose weight, we're trying to get rid of stored calories. So any we take in ain't coming off the body. We need enough to preserve our metabolism and the right kind to preserve our metabolism, but we want to get all of our nutrients in the least number of calories. So be careful with sauces and creams and things like that. With your condiments per meal, you can have up to 50 calories, but it's best to stay 0 to almost 0 calories with your condiments. Now, you're going through the grocery store. Ding, 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 teaching moment, because I know my voice starts wearing on people. Teaching moment, teaching moment. You're going through the grocery store. You don't have your approved food library with you, and you need to get a condiment. You need to get a barbecue sauce. Here's how you do that. You follow the 5, 2, and few rule. This is just for when you're shopping. You need some barbecue sauce. You need a salad dressing, and you don't remember the approved ones because there's thousands of approved condiments. You make sure that it has 5 grams of sugar or less, 2 grams of fat or less, and just use a little bit of it on your salad or on your chicken. Is everybody with me there? Does the condiment rule make sense to everyone? Because it's so important. If you can go to Zaxby's and get honey mustard dressing, and 2 packs of that stuff, the bigger size ones, is 400 calories. So you got to be careful. Next, beverages should be 0 calorie. Unsweet tea. If you're going to sweeten it, you want to use the approved sweeteners on the phase 1 list that I'm going to send you. Xylitol, monk fruit. Those are healthy, okay? You can use Splenda and Equal if you're not adverse to it. You don't want that blood sugar spike, because if you spike your blood sugar, the fat bus is coming. And you can't lose fat when you got growth hormone running through your system. Is everybody cool with that? So I've got my 1 and 2, and I can add these condiments, and I can drink coffee as long as it's sweetened or creamed with approved sweeteners and creamers. I can drink unsweet tea or sweeten the tea with approved sweeteners. I can have Sprite Zero. I can have a Diet Coke. What? I'm not pushing Diet Coke. I'm not. But I'll fight anybody tooth and nail with the science. This bull malarkey that a Coke with sugar in it's better for you than a Diet Coke and you're overweight is nonsense. I don't want you to ever drink a Diet Coke. I do, but I don't want you to ever drink them. I don't want you to ever have a Diet Mountain Dew. But my point here, it's not causing you to gain weight unless you think psychologically that saving those calories allows you to have more calories later. Is everybody with me on 0-calorie beverages? You're good to go. Or ones that are in our food library. We have some in our food library that have negligible amounts of calories like Crystal Light. Then down here, I probably wrote it too low, fats and cooking aids. Anytime we cook, we're talking about cooking at home right now. Cooking at home, preparing at home. When we're cooking and preparing at home, this is another myth about our program, so stay with me. We want to cook in fat-free bouillon, fat-free broth, water, Pam cooking spray, or one of these fats. 100% MCT oil, not these supplement MCT oils that are emulsified. They're not optimized for cooking. You want the right MCT oil, zero drag, 100% MCT oil, or Now Nutrition, 100% MCT oil, optimized for cooking. MCT stands for medium chain triglyceride. It's a fat but has almost zero propensity to wind up on the body as fat, gives you great energy and muscle preservation. So we're going to cook in MCT. Second best, coconut oil. Third best, ghee butter. So we're gonna cook in one of those, or hemp oil. You can put hemp oil too. By cooking in one of these cooking aids or cooking fats, we do not alter our category 2 and we do not alter our category 1. We don't have to change anything. So my chicken breast, or let's say I had chicken breast, I stripped it up, cut it up, I was going to make fajitas. I was making fajitas. Is everybody with me? Fajitas. So I've got my chicken breast, I've sliced it up into finger-sized slices. I put it in the MCT oil, medium heat. I've got my bell peppers, my onions, everything I want for my fajitas. I rub my little Joseph's flat in the oil, and I'm making me a fajita in MCT oil. That's 1 + 2 + MCT. I did not alter these categories. I'm adding a fat into these foods that has no propensity to be stored as fat. Woo! That's good. Gives it a great flavor. It's awesome. Now, I didn't have to use that oil. I could have used a cooking spray. I could have just seasoned it and broiled it in water. But what I did was I cooked it in something that tastes like fat but don't act like a fat. Okay? Is everybody with me? Good night, Miss Patricia. Love you, hun. Y'all with me? Does that make sense? I could take my egg whites and cook them in a little ghee butter, and it doesn't alter the category. However, here's the part that's kind of the myth. You can also cook in olive oil, regular butter, vegetable oil, canola oil. I don't care. But here's where we're going to close tonight. When you cook in those fats, peanut oil, when you cook in those fats, you can no longer call these category 1s. Can't call them 1s anymore. You have to treat them differently. You'll call them what category, experienced folks? Correct. Category 4. Because as we'll learn, we'll have to eat category 4s differently than category 1s. There's not as many ways to eat them. Last point. When you're in weight loss mode, because see, we're going to teach you how to have potatoes and corn and all that good stuff, fruit, and still lose weight and control insulin. When we're eating in a restaurant, they're not cooking in MCT oil, ghee butter, or coconut oil, are they? So if they can't dry grill it for us, or we don't ask them to do that, or they say they won't, then you have to treat everything, even your fish. Fish should have been over here, by the way, category 1. You have to treat your fish, you have to treat your chicken, you have to treat all those lean meats like they're what category? Category 4, okay? All right, folks. That's the end of our lesson tonight. I'll send you a summary with a link. Tomorrow, I'll send a summary with the link to the next class. I'll take a picture of my board, and this is where we will start off on the next end with your new beginning in mind. Did anybody get any help tonight? Because that's my heart's desire. Amanda says, I have a bag of frozen chicken breast, and see, when I got home, it says rib meat. Is that a category 4? Probably. I can tell you if it's more than 120, 130 calories per serving, it's going to be too fatty. So go on and call it a category 4. Thank you, Stella. Thank you, Beverly. Thank you, everybody. Anybody, any questions before we go tonight? Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Suzanne. Thanks, Kathy. All right, I've got, here's the way we'll get you the summary and the links that you'll need and the write-up that you'll need, the show notes, if you will. We'll put them in the members only group in the thread that's going now, this thread that y'all are in Facebook, in the members only group. We'll put it there. And if you are in the Zoom room, I have your email address, and I will send you the link to the show notes, class notes. I'll send it all. Phase 1 grocery list, Suzanne. Yep, everything I talked about tonight. Janet says, what happens if I need more snacks because of my blood sugar dropping? If you know it's a physical thing and it's not a mental thing, if it's a mental thing, press on. If it's a physical thing, you need, when you get the phase 1 list, you need to go to, there's a category called the infirmary, and you should choose an item from the infirmary. When I send it tomorrow, you'll see in the meal planning website, the bonus website, it says infirmary. Choose an option from there to get your blood sugar back up. Talk to your physician, more importantly. Need to talk to your physician. An apple will do that. But the thing is, if you don't need it, don't do it, because it will slow you down. But I'll tell you what to get so that you don't completely stop your fat burning. Any other questions or comments? Good to have you, Sandra Farmer. Thank you all tonight. I enjoyed being with you. I look forward to connecting with you again tomorrow. God bless y'all. Have a good night.